Hi guys, are you happy in your life right now? If not, in the next few minutes, I'll show you how you can bring joy back in your life. Now, joy is defined as lasting feeling of happiness and contentment, and it is very different from pleasure. Pleasure is more about extrinsic, and joy is more intrinsic. Pleasure is more from the body, joy is more internal. You can feel pleasure through things, places, substances. You can have fast food and feel pleasure. So it is very derived from instant gratification. And joy is more associated with gratitude, alignment, purposeful work, meaningful work. So pleasure is very fleeting and joy is lasting. Fun fact, even the neurotransmitters associated with both of them are different. Pleasure is associated with dopamine, whereas joy is associated with serotonin. So, joy is very different from pleasure. And what you can see by now is when you work on something difficult, meaningful, and you do not give into comfort zone, you keep evolving as a person, you get joy out of it, right? So, how do you bring this joy back in your life? We'll look at your past, present, and future. So, go into your memories and think about the past wherein you felt most amount of joy, feeling of satisfaction and contentment in your life. Those memories will give you clues as to why you felt joy then, right? Introspect on those memories and try to find out clues as to what was different, what was your surrounding like, what were you pursuing, what were you learning, what made it so in those circumstances that you felt joy then. For example, I was talking to a friend of mine. She told me that when she was working abroad, she felt a lot of joy. Personally, for me, when I was in college learning the things I wanted to learn, I had a lot of autonomy then. I felt a lot of freedom. I was living with my friends. I felt a lot of joy then. So, go in your past and try to figure out when was the last time you felt real joy and what were the reasons for it. Okay, it is very simple to say that I was doing that before and I'll just do the same things to feel joy again, but that is very superficial. We want to get to the core of why you felt joy in your past. So let's talk about your present. There are a lot of things you do in your day-to-day life that give you a lot of joy, but you aren't giving them the awareness that they deserve. um, there are a lot of things you can feel grateful about. You have a career, you earn a certain amount of money that you have worked really hard for every single month. You have an internet connection and a phone, I assume. There are a lot of things that you should be grateful about that you have worked hard for. You have a good circle of friends, maybe a good relationship. There are a lot of things that you have in your life that you can feel joy about. Maybe in the last year, you have grown in your career. Maybe there are intangibles. Maybe you have grown as a person. Your self concept has evolved over time, you know. So, whatever is giving you joy in the present moment, try to stay in that feeling state and then work through it in your day. Okay. What happens is when you are happy, all the actions you do um, reflect that happiness and it compounds. For example, if you're happy and you try to paint, you'll paint a happy painting, right? It'll be a sunrise, there'll be grass, there'll be river, If you're sad, you'll paint a sad painting. Similarly, if you're happy, you'll sync more with happy songs. So, when you are doing things that give you joy in the present moment, stay with that feeling and act from that feeling. You'll feel more joy in the present. Okay. So, about the future, you can make goals for your life in the future. Now, even though you're not close to your goals, the progress you make towards your goals is very meaningful and that progress gives you joy. So, even though your goal is like very far away, but even if you make 1% of progress towards that goal, that gives you joy. So, the direction of effort can really give you a lot of joy in your life. Okay. So have a meaningful goal, work towards it. It will give you joy. So this is your past, present, and future. And through all those, you can have joy, work on each aspect of it. But here's my unique twist to the topic. You can use all three in tandem to figure out how to bring joy back into your life. So, from your past, you introspect what led to the feelings of joy. Use five whys. Try to use introspection. Figure out exactly what worked for you, what was so different about that moment that led to that joy. Then, figuring that out, create a goal for the future, what you want your life to look like in the future, you know, and then based on that future, act on the present for it. All three can be used to figure out what actions you should take in the present moment that lead to joy. And when you do that, you'll start building a life wherein every single action leads to more joy in the future. So go to your past, figure out when in your life you had a lot of joy, when did you feel contented, satisfied, what was your surroundings like, what were the circumstances like, what relationships you had, what work you had, what career prospects you had, what projects were you focusing on, and then figure from that what you want your future to look like. Figure out a goal that inspires you, and that is very aspirational, and then based on that goal, start working in the present moment. Also, here is another tip. It is very easy to stop doing something than to start doing something new. So, if you have figured out the direction you want to lead your life in, if you have like a mission statement and you know where the joy is, what the goal is, it is very easy for you to stop doing something that is in the negative direction than to start doing something new. So, try to remove the tasks that are taking you away from your goals. In conclusion, what I want to say is joy is very different from pleasure. You need joy in your life, that is sustained happiness. Pleasure is more about instant gratification. To bring joy in your life, you look at your past, present, and future, figure out what led to joy in the past, figure out what your mindset was, what your circumstances were like, why you felt the joy there, introspect on it. Based on that, make goals for the future, decide what your life should look like, what decisions you have to take for it, what direction you want to lead your life in. And then, based on that, work in the present moment to emphasize on those actions, live intentionally, and yeah, that's it for this video. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.